Hi, I'm Kayla, the BookTube Turtle, and today I am going to be doing my May 2021 update wrap-up. So I read 5 books this month, which is exciting considering in April I only read 2. So I had a lot more time to read this month, and that was really nice. So the first book I read was Heir of Fire by Sarah J. Maas. This is the 3rd book in the Throne of Glass series that I have been rereading throughout the year. Hopefully leading up to reading for the first time the final book of the series. Newt is being so loud drinking his water right now. Why you always gotta be so noisy when I'm filming? But Heir of Fire is it's my favorite book of the Throne of Glass series, I think. I really love Rowan, and we get introduced to him in this book, and he's my favorite. And yeah, the book, I don't know, I just really like it. I like the kind of journey that Selena goes on throughout this book and everything that she's going through and dealing with. I just really enjoy it. The next book that I read this month was The Last Big Fake by Kate Kearns. I received an ARC of this book after meeting Kate on Instagram. And I really enjoyed it, even though it's not really the kind of book that I typically read. It's more in the adult genre, and it's more towards rom-com-y, I guess. And I don't really read that very often, but I did really enjoy this. It's about these 2 characters. It goes back and forth from their perspectives. And so this girl Darcy she used to be an art forger for this sketchy guy, and she kind of got roped into it. It was kind of a whole thing in her past, but she currently works as an assistant to the other main character, Seth, who is also involved in the art world, but not illegally. He works with artists and stuff like that. Some things happen. The 2 of them have to pretend to be engaged so that Seth can get his inheritance, and then so it doesn't go to his brother, who's a terrible person. And we find out that his brother is the sketchy guy that used to employ Darcy as an art forger. So things get very complicated. I had a lot of fun reading it. There was also a really good mix of humor and a lot of funny things with more serious moments and dealing with things that the characters are going through. But yeah, definitely check it out if you're interested, and check out Kate on Instagram. The next book I read was A Darker Shade of Magic by V.E. Schwab. This was my first V.E. Schwab book, and it did not disappoint. I have been wanting to read some of her books for a while now, and I just haven't, and I finally read this one, and it was really good. So I actually buddy read this with Abby from Beneath a Bookish Sky on Instagram. You can follow her here. Definitely go check her out because her Bookstagram posts are beautiful. So I really enjoyed reading this. I actually kind of did a mix of physically reading the book and listening to it on audiobook on Scribd. And if you don't know, I have a link in the description that you can sign up for Scribd and get 2 months for free. So yeah, that was really great. Also, the audiobook was really good. So a little bit about what it's about if you don't know. It's kind of a fantasy type of thing, and there's multiple worlds that are all kind of layered on top of each other, and most people only exist in their world. Specifically, it takes place in London, and there's multiple Londons. So we have Grey London, which has no magic, Red London, which has magic and is thriving. Then we have White London, which has magic, but they are very much in chaos and bad things. And then we have Black London, which is dark magic and was sealed off prior to the start of the story. We can't access it anymore. And I thought this was funny in the book, as Lila, one of the characters, describes, there is Dull London, Kel London, Creepy London, and Dead London. So like I said, most people are confined to their own Londons, but there are some people, a few people, like 2 people that we know of at this point, who are able to travel between the worlds. And our main character, Kel, is one of these people. One day, he accidentally gets stuck with a object from Black London that is very dangerous, very powerful, and he's just like, I need to get rid of this and get it back into the world that it belongs in so that it doesn't like cause all kinds of problems in these other worlds. And then things get interesting when our other main character, Lila, who is from Grey London and doesn't know anything about magic, steals the object from him and he has to go get it back. So yeah, it was great. I had so much fun reading it, and I'm really excited to read the other 2 books in the series. Next, I read Defy by Sarah B. Larson. So what it's about, in the world, or at least in the kingdom where it takes place, magic is illegal, and so the main character, Alexa, and her brother, their parents are killed in a sorcerer attack, and so they and like other survivors were like rounded up and are going to be taken to like, I guess, more to like the heart of the kingdom. And before they get taken, they cut all of Alexa's hair off, and they are like, okay, we have to like pass you off as a boy so that you don't get taken where all the girls get taken, which is like this place where they're basically forced into like having a ton of like children, and then their kids are like taken away from them and either sent to, like, if they're girls, grow up and then have kids of their own as soon as they're like physically able to, or if they're boys, immediately sent to be trained in the army. So they're like, we have to disguise you as a boy so that doesn't happen to you. And it works. And that's where the story kind of begins. It's 3 years later, and she's part of the Prince's Royal Guard with her brother and their other army friends. So this was a fun book. I gave it 4 stars. I wanted more from it. And finally, I read Again But Better by Christine Riccio. I read this a few years ago when I received an ARC at Y'all Fest in 2018, I think. And I wanted to read it again before her next book came out, even though like the 2 aren't connected, but I just wanted to read it again. But yeah, it's a really fun book. There's a lot of humor, there's a lot of references that are just really fun to find. Basically what it's about, this girl Shane has not had the best college experience so far, so she decides to do a study abroad in London with a creative writing program that is nothing related to her major that she was kind of forced into, which was like med school. So overall, I am up to 24 books by the end of May out of my goal of 50, so I'm almost halfway there, which is very exciting. And here's my updated reading challenge so far for the year. I have been working on the 3rd and hopefully last major draft of Beyond the Fire. Yeah, the goal is for this book to release around like November of this year, so I'm really trying to get things situated. I'm also sending it to my editor in a few weeks, so I'm really like just trying to plow through this draft. Which this draft has been like weirdly emotional. Like I've been like crying and like tearing up constantly while writing this draft, and sometimes it makes sense. I'm just like, yes, this is a very emotional scene. And then other times I'm just like, there's no reason for this. What are you doing? For my book coach certification program, I completed the 2nd practicum, which was really exciting. I did a full manuscript evaluation. I wrote like a 9-page editorial letter, and in a few days I'll be doing the coaching call with my practice client, which I'm very, very excited about. I can also now start accepting clients for the book coaching things that I've learned about so far, so if you're interested in that, you can check out my website or message me. I also reached like almost 1,300 followers on Instagram, which is insane. Like all of a sudden I started going up so many followers and I was like, what is happening? This is crazy. Because in my previous video I talked about hitting 500 and whoa. But it's just been like really amazing to watch my account grow and to meet so many new people, make so many new friends. It's been really awesome. Also in May, I graduated from college. I will be making a separate video talking about my experiences in college and everything that kind of goes along with that. And finally, I got to go full-time with my editing business, and I'm very excited about it. It's kind of like my dream job, and I've been editing and stuff like that for several years now, but to be able to like go full-time with it now that I'm out of school is really great. So yeah, that's gonna be it for this video. Let me know what books you read in May, what other things you accomplished recently, anything you want to talk about. And if you enjoyed this video, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe.